In today's program, St. Lucia's agriculture industry is well poised for growth in 2013, despite market and economic setbacks of last year. I am Amanda-Faye Clarke, and this is Agriculture in Focus. Details are straight ahead. Good day to you and welcome. St. Lucia's agriculture industry is well poised for growth in 2013, despite the market and economic setbacks of last year. This, according to the island's Agriculture Minister, Honorable Lucia, who insists that a complete revision and designing of the initiatives to augment the performance of the island's many agriculture subsectors has set the tone for the industry to thrive in this year. On this Agriculture in Focus, Minister Baptiste joins us as we present his long-anticipated agriculture economic review for 2013.
During the period under review, 2012, the agriculture sector registered strong growth of 8.4%. Value added in the banana subsector expanded by 52.8% in 2012. Government subsidy on critical inputs and its intervention in disease control contributed positively to the performance of the sector. Consequently, the sector's contribution to GDP inched up from 2.9% to 3.2% in 2012. Reflecting gains from replanting efforts, banana production grew by 25.2% to 14,984 tons. Of this, banana exports to the United Kingdom increased by 85% to 12,126 tons, generating revenue of $21.1 million compared to $13.2 million in 2011. In an attempt to restore farmers' confidence in the sector and to boost banana production, the government subsidized the price of spray oils, fungicides, and fertilizers to farmers at a total cost of $2.2 million in 2012. In addition, production was less affected by the black sigatoka disease, which was better controlled with the establishment of the management unit in February of 2012. Supermarket purchases of bananas grew by 2.2% to 963 tons, while the revenue generated increased by 5.5% to $2 million. For other crops, the data indicates that in the review period, supermarket purchases of non-banana crops grew by 4.2% to 2,925.2 tons. This increase in supply led to a reduction in unit prices of most crops purchased, resulting in revenue generating inching up by 2.1% to $9.2 million from $9 million in 2011. Building on the recovery that's underway, there were 219 additional farmers who supplied produce to the supermarkets. That reflects the expansion of the CFL certification program in conjunction with the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Production, Fisheries and Rural Development. Increases were also recorded in the purchases of fruit and tree crops by 21%, condiments by 19%, vegetables by 15%, and roots and tubers by 7%. Fish landings increased by 1% to 1,709 tons compared to a decline of 5% in the previous year. The estimated value of receipts grew by 2% to $25.3 million. Preliminary estimates show a contraction of 7% in the livestock subsector because of increasing cost of production and also because of a decline in egg production. However, chicken production increased by 2.9% to 1,449 tons. That was attributable to the establishment of an additional processing plant as well as improved organization by the broiler producers. During the year, the government guaranteed market share for local poultry increased to 25% in October from 20%, and this is expected to impact positively on output in 2013. pork production expanded by 2.9% to 181.6 tons, while revenue grew by 1.6% to $2.3 million. This outturn was driven by new initiatives undertaken by the Ministry of Agriculture to increase the stock of pigs and the bloodline of swine. And also building on these initiatives was the fact that CFL increased the purchase of pork from local farmers. We must also indicate that egg production fell, and this was attributed to the increase in the price of chicks and feed. The price of feed continued to increase, reaching $48 per 50-pound bag at the end of the year, compared to $40 in December of 2011. In response to the rise in prices, the government assisted farmers by providing $5 for every bag of feed which was purchased. This cost the government $500,000. Notwithstanding these subsidies, the retail price of egg increased to $7.50 per dozen from $7 at the supermarkets.
The reasons to continually develop the island's agriculture product are endless, and so are the reasons to change the way people view agriculture in St. Lucia. Currently, a number of projects have been launched to improve the output of the agriculture industry. The livestock repositioning program, the rehabilitation of food and fruit crop subsectors project, the construction of the agriculture diagnostic facility, and the youth agri-entrepreneurial project are just a few initiatives that are expected to continue to irrigate the seeds for agriculture success and ultimately food security in St. Lucia. Officials at the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Production, Fisheries and Rural Development, under the direction of Minister Jean-Baptiste, are placing much focus on people first, maintaining upward movement and implementing strategies to grow all the sectors and sustaining the livelihoods of those who depend on agriculture. You are listening to Agriculture in Focus, a weekly production of the Ministry of Agriculture. When we return, CIRAD joins forces with the Ministry of Agriculture in introducing black sigatoka resistant varieties of bananas to St. Lucia. We're back after this.
Did you know that government provides duty-free incentives on farm machinery, inputs, irrigation systems, boat engines, boats, and many more? Investing in agriculture, a wise choice.
Welcome back to Agriculture in Focus. I am Amanda-Faye Clarke. The Center for International Research for Agriculture and Development, CIRAD, joins forces with the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Production to introduce black sigatoka-resistant varieties of bananas to St. Lucia. Project coordinator of the Black Sigatoka Emergency and Stabilization Project, Martin Satney, says he believes that the 4 varieties, first planted in June 2012, can be utilized commercially for export and for local consumption.
The objectives of this initiative are two-pronged. One, to see how these various varieties perform against black sigatoka in the first instance, and secondly, to see how the fruit can be made acceptable to the market in the region, both in the context of food supply and as fresh fruit and so on. We have done some tests with some select groups and the results are encouraging, and we're hoping that in the next cycle we will be working with customers in the market, be it at the supermarket level or at the general local market level. But also a third objective one can identify with this is, if this proves to be successful and it proves to be acceptable, would be to see how, even from a backyard production standpoint, where we know many of our many families do have small backyards with Cavendish, our local Cavendish variety, which is very susceptible, and the plantain as well, I need to mention, very susceptible to the black sigatoka. So if these varieties, these new hybrids, can prove to be useful, then we can replace these at the backyard level, thus reducing on the amount of work that we will have to deal with as we seek to manage the black sigatoka disease.
Claire Amar, an agronomist attached to CIRAD, says under her organization's Sustainable Banana Project, the focus is to propose adaptable solutions to mitigate black sigatoka and preserve the banana food chain in the Caribbean. The move of the Agriculture Ministry to introduce resistant types of banana on the local market, she says, is a great strategy to keep the banana as a staple not only in local households, but also as a fruit for export.
Project is very important because it reaches many countries: Dominican Republic, Martinique and Guadeloupe, Dominica, St. Lucia and St. Vincent. And maybe if the project will continue, it will reach another countries, perhaps Trinidad, Guyana, and other countries like Cuba and Jamaica, I don't know. This project has begun since 2 years. The plantation is about 1 year old, and if you see the leaves, you can observe that plants are resistant, and it's why we asked to the team of NFTO from St. Lucia and to minister us to collect some data to observe if plants are really resistant against black sigatoka. Two types of assessments. The assessments against black sigatoka, but in second time, the ministry and the team from NFTO have to organize the assessments of the acceptability of the market.
But what does the future of the banana industry look like? Will the introduction of these resistant banana varieties and this project be enough to offset the losses incurred from the savage attack of the black sigatoka disease on our industry? Martin Satney is hopeful that through innovative thinking and timely strategy, we can maximize the effort of CIRAD through this latest banana initiative.
Also, we can look to see what other cropping systems can be developed, maybe with mixed cropping, using other crops growing along with these varieties to see how best we can maximize the use. It is all part and parcel of a general strategy to see how we can improve on the effective management of the black sigatoka disease. And of course, in the final analysis, to ensure that we can protect our food supply and we can protect the issue of food security and nutrition security in our countries, in St. Lucia and indeed in the wider Caribbean, because the project is being funded by Interreg, which is a European organization, and they are the ones funding the research, and we're hoping that not only will it continue, because we know some of the funding is coming to an end by the end of 2013, but we're hoping that Interreg will agree to continue the funding of this project in the medium, at least for the next 2 to 3 years.
CIRAD's Claire Amar, in agreeing with Mr. Satney's assessment, adds that a people-centered approach, although the initiative is a scientific one, is important if the introduction of these new varieties of bananas are to be successful on the market.
It means if customers agree to eat them, it's the new fruits of the new varieties. And it's very important to organize this kind of gustatory tests, first inside the ministry with different little teams, and after with the in supermarkets or in markets in the city. This program, many researchers are working inside this program to not only to fight against black sigatoka, but and also to propose some solution with cover crops, to propose producers of Caribbean islands innovative crop system. For example, with cover crops. Two main purposes in this project: propose solution to improve the technical itinerary of the banana tree.
Claire Amar, agronomist attached to the Center for International Research for Agriculture Development, CIRAD. Agriculture has its challenges. However, the way ahead is filled with many opportunities for the discerning individual ready to champion the cause of the nation, providing a reliable source of food for local consumption and for export to regional and international markets. The Ministry of Agriculture, Food Production, Fisheries and Rural Development is working to get all on board in celebrating life, promoting health, and creating wealth by implementing many initiatives to bolster activities within all the subsectors of the local agriculture industry. 2013 is a year for agriculture prosperity. Are you ready to play your part? Visit us at www.malff.com. This has been Agriculture in Focus for today. Until next time, I'm Amanda-Faye Clarke. Thanks for listening.